I was thinking as you were just about to come in here that this has been an incredible journey. And, it seems to have sort of flown by. It feels like to me. How does it feel to you now to be sitting here at the very last junket in the last movie? From this idea that you had to now, is it sort of mind-blowing? Is it sort of like now you're so used to it because every year it kind of happens, every year there's another one? Or are you still sort of shocked by it?
I'm still shocked. It seems like a really long time. It doesn't seem like too long. When they say, it's been 5 years since we started Twilight, it's a solid decade. There's another decade back to when it started, right? Which was not quite 10 years ago. But things have changed so much. The kids have grown up, moved. It just doesn't feel like the same life in a lot of ways. But it's still kind of shocking to this part.
Obviously you wrote the book and you create these characters because you've been such an integral part of the movies, and we can watch these key group of 3 or 10 or the group keeps getting bigger, really grow up before our eyes and sort of change who they are. Has that been an exciting, interesting process that you were all prepared for? Or
When this episode, you look back and see this message, and you forget, she didn't always look like this. She's grown up so much that it does make me It's nice though, and it's nice that we got to spend such a long time with the same people. As you get to know the relationship is meant to be a new set of faces every time. I miss all of them. It's been a long time since I've hung out together, so it's been really fun.
do you notice, I was thinking today, yes, about that, you had this idea this week that in 10 years, 25 years, like, you go off and make something and trust people. I think you make a movie, it's great, you make friends, your paths may cross, but I was thinking, like, the way I feel about Sound of Music when they bring out the 25th anniversary, the 50th anniversary, that this thing is going to live on for a lot longer than forever, and that there will be
with this last one, I think we both got excited about some of the things that we were going to venture slightly off the page with and how we were going to do that. We became a whole new little creative angle. So working with her has always been a lot of fun. It's nice to have
before I think I'm looking too desperately, but so far has not been fun. I should just stay home. If one thing really means one, this club will hopefully be closed in 3 weeks. That would be cool with me. Well, I'm still imagining a dark lit place, or your place, or my place. Well, I'm not paralyzed, but I seem to be struck by you. I wanna make you move, because you're standing still. If your body matches what your eyes can do, you'll probably move right through me on my way to you. I'm not paralyzed, but I seem to be struck by you. I wanna make you move, because you're standing still. If your body matches what your eyes can do, you'll probably move right through me on my way to you. Not paralyzed, but I seem to be struck by you. I wanna make you move, because you're standing still. If your body matches what your eyes can do, you'll probably move right through me on my way to you. You'll probably move right through me on my way to you. You'll probably move right through me on my way to you.
Make something that literally was a strong female character at the center of something, because what's been created is the first time we've seen really a franchise, which some people think it's a bad word or a good word depending on where you are, built around a strong, interesting female character who has her flaws and her weaknesses, but she is genuinely who she is, and is like, for a teenager in high school, like pretty sure who she is. And create someone that I think is a role model to girls everywhere.
Well, I wouldn't say role model, but I do hope that they can find things to identify in with her, and things that they can learn from. Like, she definitely knows what she wants, and in the end, she gets what she wants. I think there's a strength in her that reminds me a little bit of, one of my favorite heroines is Jane Eyre, because she's a very quiet heroine. She doesn't wield a sword, she's not taking on ninjas, but she knows who she is, and she never budges. Like, she just is who she is. And I love that. And there's a strength to that. Now, Bella gets to get really strong by the end, which is great too. But it's something that I've thought about a lot over the last couple of years. It makes me a little bit sad that we don't have a greater range of female heroines to look at. It makes me sad that when a woman writes a book from a woman's perspective, pretty much only women read it, whereas I read books written by men about men's perspective all the time, and this could be why men don't think they understand women, because you don't read our perspective as much as we read yours. And I think that's sad. I'm hoping that that's something that changes as there are more books out there. And obviously this has a very romantic leaning, which is going to appeal more to girls, but like Hunger Games is great, where you have something that is from a girl's perspective, written by a woman, and men are reading it. And that makes me just want to cheer, because good. Let's stop worrying about whose perspective we're reading from. Let's learn something about each other.
And my last question, is there a favorite moment? Is there some moment that you went, Kristen trying on the wedding dress, some moment where you were there and you thought, wow, I never thought this would be it in this, and you kept that moment?
There were a lot of them on this last movie, because there were so many big moments in the characters' lives. When Edward delivers the baby, and Rob, here we're thinking, here's this slippery baby covered in goop. He's going to drop the baby. And he has those big, huge hands, and he's just cradling it, and the baby stops crying while it's looking at him, and it was beautiful. And he was so tender with the children all through the different stages. Kristen obviously walking down the aisle, because she did it for real. She was so in that moment. It wasn't acting. She was just there. And it was, you know, it was like being at the coolest wedding you'd ever been invited to, where you really loved the people that were getting married and you were happy for them, you know. And then being on a beach for the last night of shooting and spending, you know, when the camera wasn't running, you're walking through this perfectly warm surf at midnight and it's over, but you're in such a beautiful, peaceful place. That was also a really great moment.
Nice bookend to the other moment at the beginning of filming, Stranded.
Where we were stranded
And
on
into the
a
house.
deserted island with 140 people and like 3 cups of water and 8 beds and no food. Yeah, that was a very dramatic way to start things off, but we all survived. So it was probably a bonding experience. That was a funny night though, because, you know, I remember when it got really bad and Kristen and Rob were close enough by that they'd been able to evacuate. And they came back and said, Stephanie, you know, let's get you out of here. And I looked around, everybody, I'm like, I can't do that. That's such a lame move. I'm not going to go. And then they tried to get Bill to go, and he's like, I'm not leaving the ship. And we just stuck it out, and then we felt really tough, I think, the next day. But we did make it out alive. That was the important part.